This is Jason Mundock with FileMaker.org. Doing 5 minutes. It's been a while since we've done one of these.
I know, the last one was really good.
We're here with John Sindelar from Seed Code, one of the steering committee for Pause on Error. We are at the Ace Hotel in Portland, Oregon. First day of Pause on Error. And
Sure.
What was it like putting this one together?
It was a little different than the last one. The last one was very short notice, like 2 weeks. Basically, the idea was, what if we got a bunch of our friends in the same hotel at the same time? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened. And this one was kind of like, well, maybe we have a responsibility to some of the people that come to kind of curate the schedule a little more and announce it earlier so that folks who have families and can come. And so that's what we did. We capped it at 100 people because it's about what the hotel can accommodate and about what we had the labor to kind of manage.
Yeah.
And then the other big difference is we're recording all of this one, which just kind of fell into our laps because so many people streamed the last one.
Right.
We just wanted to kind of get a better product for this, so that you could see and hear, get the screens, the things people are actually.
Yeah.
So
what's going into the recording, and how are they going to be made available?
So we've got a kind of a cool system, because I'm here as an attendee.
Sure.
So we had to come up with something where like it wasn't all of us running tech all day.
Well, right. There's no.
The tech just kind of takes care of itself so
Okay.
far. You sit down to present. You ask someone in the room to run the camera. You hand them a sheet of instructions. It should take care of itself. And then those are going to be put up on the site in HD via Amazon streaming server, and then to YouTube, so that people can, So we still think we're broadcasting. We're just broadcasting with a delay in post.
Well, how soon after? Because you've got video, you've got HD video.
3 weeks, 4
Okay.
weeks. I don't know. It's going to be a while.
For these folks who couldn't make it out here, I mean, it's a perfect way for them to really benefit from.
And for us, because we, the whole
Well,
you can't be in 2 places at once problem, And it frees me if somebody catches me in the hall and I just want to spend 2 hours with them instead of doing in a session. I'm okay with that now.
Right.
Because really, it's funny, last night at the bar, everybody was kind of together, and you sit up, and you look around the bar, and you recognize almost everybody.
Sure.
And it's like, wow, that never happens. And these are people I really like and want to talk to and respect. And at that point, I was like, we're done. Whatever happens from now on, like, that was a success.
Right.
It's kind of, the sessions are just something to kind of hang your hat on so you have something to talk about.
So is there any talk about what happens next with Pause on Error, or is it we're taking it one step?
We're taking it one step at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, we're iterating and see what happens, but yeah. It's funny, the people are going to pull us to whatever the next one was.
Sure.
The people that were in New York made this one.
Okay.
And the people that are here are going to make the next one. And so, like, at Friday, when everything's done, about 5 o'clock, the mini bars open up, and then the informal session is kind of like, what's next?
So in the crazy way that Pause on Error is, in the organic sort of flow, in walks Ernest Coe, another one of the steering committee members, and we're
going lunch.
Just brought you guys lunch.
Oh, thanks so much. To start with, what was the workload for you compared to the last time? Do you feel like, oh man,
I did all the work.
do you feel like, oh my God, this is too much, or is it like, what was it like this time versus New York, or just general thoughts?
In some ways, it was easier for me, in the sense that when we did New York, I think we struggled with a lot of philosophical questions.
Right.
There was a lot of debate.
Right. I mean, it was like, how is it supposed to feel? What's right? What's wrong? How involved do we want to be? How structured do we want to be? Give an example. I mean, when we started New York, it was like no schedules, just do whatever. Right? And then getting down to the wire, like, man, this is going to really suck.
And what's the schedule?
What's the schedule?
Yeah, and I remember Ernest got the wiki, and like there was all these edit. He turned it into like what looked like a calendar, and we were like, ah!
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
So you have a baseline for Portland.
So you're right. So I feel like for Portland, we are actually using the structure that already exists, came out of New York.
Sure.
So the comments by some people that this seems a lot more organized. Well, in some ways, it is only because we're just reusing what we did in New York.
Yeah.
Well,
it's impressive. I wasn't in New York, unfortunately. I'm fortunate to be here today. It's impressive to see folks from FileMaker here. Obviously, some of the great speakers that are here sharing. The sessions that I've been in have been very informal, and it feels. I don't know what it was like compared to New York, but there's just so much energy. It feels, really alive, and that's
not our doing.
Sure. It is your doing in the sense that you built the framework. But, like John said at the bar last night, you look around and you see people you see everybody's here, and it's like now you can step back and just enjoy it and be part of it.
Right, at the risk of sounding like this false modesty here.
Sure.
I think John and I feel strongly, and Molly and Andy too, I think we feel strongly that the energy already exists. You know, it was always, how do we bottle this up? Right?
How do you put it in one place?
How do you put it in one place? So if there's anything we did, it's just drawing the dots, you know?
This is a big, we spent most of this year repeating the things we told ourselves last year. And the big one was, what's the absolute minimum that we could do to make this happen? And that all boiled down to pick a time and pick a place. And
boom.
The natural energy of people wanting this will just take care of itself.
Well, it's a great thing, and it's developing as we speak. We're halfway through day one at lunchtime, and just looking forward to seeing the broadcasts and just watching it sort of spread out throughout the world. So give me one thing, the thing you're most looking forward to see from a presentation. We talk about pause and error all the time, like you said. We can just keep talking about pause and error, but what about the content? What's the one thing, looking at the schedule, that you're most excited about in these 2 days?
Go.
I'm really looking forward to the design pattern stuff that's coming in. I really like the stuff that Don's doing down then. But I think as a general theme, there's a lot of abstract thinking happening here, and that's very cool to see.
Yeah.
With the FileMaker community.
That's true. The methodologies and stuff. The particular methodology I'm kind of most excited about is Darren Terry's thing on parameters.
Okay.
It's a language. It's not something that's encapsulated in FileMaker. It's a language we're all making up on our own, and we're kind of coming to a consensus about what that thing should be. And
right.
I'm really excited to see what that's looking like.
All right. Well, thanks so much for doing this, Ernest. Go.
Thank you so much.
5 minutes. Well, it's a little bit more than 5 minutes this time with PhillyFileMaker.org. See you. So, Tom, how were the accommodations in the session with Kirk Bowman?
Yeah, I was just saying, I'll keep you back in the bathtub here. I'm sorry.
It's very nice.
In the restaurant.
Maybe we could recommend like some candles, a little wine, some bubbles.
The bubbles would be key.
I think we need bubbles in the tub. Excellent work today, fellas. This is awesome.
What did I do? He did all the work.
No, with all the gear. Look at this. Look at this. Bob, how's your pausing on error?
Ah, Jason, I feel much better. This stool.
Oh, you brought
Let's say I didn't get value.
You didn't use it?
Yeah, I use it. It sucks. I hate it. And I'm saying this for posterity.
Very good.
Did you like yours? Did you use it?
No, I was standing in the bathroom.
Oh, well, you were in this bathroom?
Yeah, there was
You
no
were
room
here?
for a
Yes, I did.
You were behind me?
Yeah, I didn't know you were
In the
here.
tub?
No, Tom Fitch was in the tub.
Pop that over. I want to take a look at this. This is the official pause
Jason,
on
this
error.
is a $23 pause on error stool. It's sanctioned by the FDA. And you know, if for value, it's a value-based product. And you know, the fabulous thing about this, we've got 100 left, and they're going like crazy.
Oh my God!
Audrey's got one. Audrey, welcome to the show. Yeah, it's the funny thing is it kind of does this. See, it's you know, I was
Where's the other legs?
you got to.
Okay.
I only had three of them, and it was really wobbly, and I thought, man, this is not going to do. I'm going to fall.